Hey Definians, hope you guys are doing well. So today I'm super excited to share for you 6 out of the 12 new heroes, and it's going to be super fun. They have their own personalities, hyper skill animations, and different secondary effects that I didn't know before. So very excited to share for you guys it. So let's get into the first one. First one, we got Jack. Let's get into his backstory. So Jack's from Prometheus's Fire. Jack the Ripper is a gentleman by day and a bloodthirsty assassin at night. At the strike of midnight, he silently stalks the land to finish off any unsuspecting Virgos. Ladies of the night beware, for he hides a cunning and sadistic side from the prying eyes, a trait that has remained with him since his past, and yada yada. It's very solid. I like it. Very well worded for this one. Then I'll show you guys this animation right here. So sick. So for his skills, he tends to target the opponent with the highest max HP, and it's all the same for his basic skill and hyper. However, for when you get to level 6 for both the skill and the hyper, if the target's HP goes below 30%, then he will perform another basic attack, which is super OP. So we really want to take advantage of that, right? So for this, I would personally recommend more of like an assassin type, right? Where you focus on attacking their strongest character or tank. So maybe the other team has like a really strong character that's above SSS or something, and you want to target them since they have the most HP. So maybe you can do Frost for basic attack, second, third Fire Totem, or the opposite, whatever works for you. Maybe put like Fire Totem here so you do more damage after you do your skill. If you have Thunder, then 4, if you can add Tornado so that he can go for the ult and then try to one-shot kill them or something, or use the basic attack to mostly finish him off or to set up another character. Then for stats, for this, probably recommend like very high speed so you can target them first, high attack too, so he can deal a lot of damage, medium health since he still needs to survive getting attacked, then medium crit too, which will be solid. Then team examples could be Paris, Helen, Homer, and Jack. So 3 Thoths, 1 Prometheus Fire for Jack to win, where they constantly attack each turn with the basic attack, and then afterwards he can use his skills. Second one could be Dante, Hercules, Issam, Jack. So that could be for Prometheus Fire. Everyone's focusing on using their skill attacks. Lastly, it could be Siegfried, Tesla, Elizabeth, Jack. So same as before, 3 Prometheus Fire to focus on that skill attack. So same for Thunder and Elizabeth, since I think Elizabeth and Jack look like they are related or belong together or something. So let's get to the next character. Let's go to his story. So very awesome story here. I like how it talks about his origins, then it talks about his relationships with Mozart and Morgan too. So super cool. Then for Hyperskill, so Hyperskill, I couldn't find his animation. However, I did find his ultimate artwork, which is super sick. He got that pose, the hand holding whatever it is. But let's get to his skills. So he has a very interesting secondary side effect. Basic attack is just 1 person to the closest target. However, for his skills, level 1 through 5, he gains 100 dodge just for himself. But if it's level 6, your allies in the same column also gains a dodge. So super cool. It could be helpful for any of your glass canyons that need more protection. For Hyper, it's the same thing, but now doubled. So 200 dodge for himself if it's just level 1 through 5. Or 250 dodge and the same column if it's level 6. So we really want to go for that level 6 Hyper. It's been cool. So for his strategy, I think it's more like a evading slasher, right, where he wants to target the most enemies in a column, and then he goes back and adds dodge to him and his teammates. So maybe you can go like a Fire Totem, then Frost for second, third, and fourth Tornado. Then for stats, maybe you can go like high speed so that you can add the dodge right away to your teammates, higher attack, then higher health too, so that he can be pretty tanky, and lower crit. Then team examples could be, let's pair them up with Morgan. Since they're related, then we got Alexander and Jean. So 3 Dionysus, 1 Siegfried Prometheus Fire for the Earth for a more tankier build. Then we can go Cervantes, Hercules, George Siegfried for all Prometheus Fire, a more stronger build with lower tier characters. And then next one could be Jack, Elizabeth, Tesla, Siegfried for a slightly stronger team with Prometheus Fire and Thunder still focusing on the skill attacks. Next we got Tesla. So her backstory is pretty cool. It talks about why she became a hero and then her riding off into the sunset with her motorcycle, finding vehicles, joining Prometheus Fire. So we recommend checking that out. Then for Tesla, I couldn't find her skill animation. However, here's her ultimate artwork. So very wholesome, in her pose right here. So let's get into her skills. So basic attack, 100-150% to closest target. Very similar to Siegfried. And then for her secondary effect, which is the interesting part, when she's at level 6, there's a 10% chance to stun the target for 2 whole rounds. So we really want to go for that. For Hyper, kind of the same thing, but now there's an increased chance, 15% to stun for a target for 2 rounds. So we really want to go for that. So for the strategy, for example, you can do a speeding stunner where you try to target as many enemies as possible to stun as many as possible. So same thing as the other builds, Fire Totem, Frost, Tornado, or whatever you want. The stats could be high speed, very high attack, lower health, medium crit, so kind of more like a Glass Canyon. Then team examples, you can add Erwin, Alfred, Edison, Tesla, since they're all kind of related, the genius builders. We get Cervantes, Hercules, Mozart, Tesla to switch it up and go for more the usual Prometheus Fire skill build. Then same thing as the other 3, Siegfried, Tesla, Elizabeth, Jack for a classic Prometheus Fire build. Next off, we got the fan favorite Caesar, and wow, I just noticed Cleopatra on her book bag, so that's a pretty cool feature. So very awesome biography right now, talking about her old past along with her relationship with Cleopatra, which is on her backpack, so very cool. Then we got her ultimate animation, which is here. This was one of the cool ones. Oh yeah, the selfies. Really like her animation. So for her skills, very OP. So basic attack, if it's level 6, if she has a shield, she can recover 15% of her HP in her attack. So forgot to write that down. Then for the skill and hyper, she attacks all enemies, which is super OP. So yeah, like Frost and stuff. So then at level 6, she recovers 15% of her attack to all allies, so she can heal them super crazy. For hyper, same thing too, with the secondary effect. So strategies you can use for this one, like a recovery smasher where she deals a ton of damage, but she's more of a glass cannon, but she also is able to heal her teammates too, which would be really cool. So maybe you can do something like first one, tornado, fourth tornado, second, third, frost for her AoE attacks. So stats could be medium speed, maybe a very high attack, or you can do very high speed. That's probably better. Very high speed, very high attack, medium health, low crit. Then for team examples, you could do Florence, Cleopatra, Hanzo, Caesar for more tankier build with Earth and healing. You can do Cervantes, Hercules, Issam, Caesar for maybe 3 Prometheus Fire, then to take advantage of her skill attacks, which are super strong. And then fourth, we can do Zorro, Hoennheim, Robin Hood, Caesar to have that all Athena Aegis squad. So very OP. Next up, we got Hoennheim. So his backstory is cool. It talks about his upbringing as a mad scientist genius, then talks about his relationship with Zorro. So really awesome. Okay, then here's his alt animation. Nice. Got that tongue out in that pose. So his skills are very interesting. So he attacks to random targets, and then for both his skills, he adds a toxin which deals 5% of the target's max HP when it's level 6 for 3 rounds total. So for him, maybe you want to drag out your battle so that these toxins stack. Then for Hyper, it also does this, but adds 3 of those toxins at one time. So you want him to use this Hyper ASAP. And also there's a 10% chance to cast an additional toxin, which is insane. So you want to go for more super toxic route, where you try to stack as many toxins as possible to everyone instead of focusing more on attack damage, or at least in my opinion. So maybe you can try Deep Water, Fire Totems for second, third, for Tornado, or you can even put like a Tornado on one of these, maybe basic attack, so that he can focus more on his ult. Then for stats, you could probably do a high speed, maybe even very high speed, low attack since you want to focus more on the toxins, very high HP to focus more on the Defina Aegis shield, then maybe medium crit, or you can probably even go low crit here, very high speed, very high attack, and low attack too. Then for examples, team examples, you can go for Chopin, Morgan, Mozart, Hoennheim for 3 Defina Aegis for more tankier Earth build. We got a Guan Yu, Pythagoras, Akechi, Hoennheim for 3 Doff's Book, 1 Prometheus, 1 Defina Aegis build for water to keep healing them while you stack toxins on them. Then you can also do the other build, Zoro, Hoennheim, Robin Hood, Caesar, since Zoro and him are best buds. Then lastly, we got Robin Hood. So his biography talks about his upbringing, giving back to the poor from the rich, very similar to Zoro, and explains why they're best buddies as shown here. Then no hyperskill video, but there's this sick ultimate animation right here. So really cool. Actually, I like this. I might use it in one of the future content posts. So very cool. Let's go back to Robin Hood right here. So he really fits that Archer prototype where he targets the closest target in the back row. And then for his skills, there's a 30% chance to stun a target for 2 whole rounds, which is insane. Oh wow, now that I think about it, Tesla was 10-15%, and for him it's 30%, but I think it's only 1 target, so it kind of balances out. So you really want to go for that stun and get that level 6. So you can go for more Shocker Archer approach where you try to really stun their strongest characters that are in the back. So maybe first element you can do Deep Water, second one, third Fire Totem for Tornado, or same thing, you can add a Tornado here if you really want to go for that Hyper, but anything to focus on the skill and Hyper, so maybe focus more on Thunder too. So stats, you can do low speed, very high attack. Just kidding, let me adjust that. You want to stun them first, so very high speed, medium attack, so you can let your other carries finish off the enemies, high health so that you can survive long enough to do it, and medium crit. So team examples could include Chopin, Morgan, Mozart. Let me adjust that one more time. So we got Chopin, Morgan, Issam, Robin Hood, so for more tankier Earth build. Then we got Issam, George, Siegfried, Robin Hood for more that Prometheus Fire to really deal more damage on his skills. Then we got the last one, Zoro, Hohenheim, Robin Hood, Caesar for a Thunder skill, but also tankier from the Defina Aegis buffs. So, hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you learned something about the new skills, maybe different possible strategies. Let me know what are your guys' favorite strategies using those characters in the comments below, and let me know if you have any other questions, suggestions, or comments. So, thank you guys for watching, and talk to y'all next time.